In the bone-white peaks where winter never dies, archaeologists unearthed something that should have remained buried until the stars burned cold. The burial chamber gaped open like a screaming mouth, its walls slick with centuries of seeping dread. Gold glittered within, not the warm glow of treasure, but the sickly gleam of bait in a cosmic trap. But the chamber had been violated long ago. Viking raiders, drawn by avarice like flies to carrion, had clawed their way through cursed stone to claim their prize. What those doomed fools didn't realize was that some gold is forged in hell itself, and every coin they touched branded their souls with an unbreakable curse. The tomb belonged to a sorcerer whose name has been carved from mortal memory, a necromancer so vile that death itself recoiled from his touch. When his mortal flesh finally rotted away, his spite animated the putrid remains into something far worse, a draugr of such malevolent power that even the gods trembled at his resurrection. His corpse flesh writhed with maggots that whispered dark secrets, and his eye sockets wept liquid shadow that could drive mortals to madness with a single drop. So terrible was his presence that the gods themselves descended from Asgard to chain the abomination with fetters forged from the screams of the damned. They cast him into the deepest ocean trench, where the crushing darkness might contain his evil. But the sorcerer's final curse lived on in every piece of gold he had touched, a spiritual poison that would devour the souls of any who dared steal from his hoard. The Vikings learned this truth too late. King Olaf the Rich, whose name would become synonymous with blood-soaked greed, felt the curse sink its claws into his mind the moment his fingers closed around that accursed gold. The metal whispered to him in voices of the eternally damned, feeding his avarice until it became a ravenous cancer that consumed his humanity. Olaf transformed into something barely human, a gold-mad revenant who butchered entire kingdoms for a single coin, his eyes reflecting not light, but the hellish glow of cursed treasure. His men watched in horror as their king's flesh grew pale and cold, as his laughter became the sound of grinding bones, as his very presence began to reek of ancient graves. The curse spreads like a plague through bloodlines, and somewhere in those icy mountains, the sorcerer's empty tomb still weeps golden tears, waiting for the next fool to reach for treasure that burns colder than death itself.